Plaintiff Sanjay Gulati is suing the defendant for failing to finish a floor remodeling job. He's suing for $2,000. Defendant Pietro claims he walked off the job after the plaintiff hired a supervisor who sexually harassed his wife. He says he owes nothing.
Do you swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
This is case number 177 on the docket, Gulati versus Petralia.
Okay, welcome to all of you. The plaintiff, Mr. Gulati, you are suing Mr. Petralia for $2,000 for incomplete floor remodeling. Tell me about it.
Your Honor, I know Mr. Petralia's father from 1983. We have a professional relationship, his father and his father had recently passed. Mr. Petralia had approached me and asked me if I had work, because he's a handyman and has a handyman type of service.
Yes.
And I had some flooring work, which was approximately 725 square feet, and he was supposed to remove the tile and the thin set and then install new tile in a herringbone pattern.
Yes.
I had to go out of town, Your Honor, and I had my friend supervise Mr. Petralia while I was out of town. And when I came back from my vacation, none of the work was complete, and he ran off with my money.
The cheapest estimate he had on this job was 15 grand.
Yes.
I charged him $3,600 as a friend. First of all, I've known this man a little over 20 years.
Yes.
He's got that part right.
Yes.
Second of all, he left me in charge with this pervert, okay, who sexually harassed my wife. I've got proof of the work that I had done.
And
you can tell by the pictures that I have here that not only did I get the work started, I've got pictures showing the rip out completed. Everything was done as far as that goes. And if you look at the contract that we have, what I had done at that point, which goes, I had way more work than that done in the meantime. There was other things that had popped up. He's got this guy that thinks that he knows what he's doing. He messed up the roof. He messed up the gutters. There was other things that I had done at that house that we agreed on. I was supposed to get there. There was supposed to be a dumpster in the driveway. That was first of all. I ended up having to take in 3 different trips. Took me 2 days to get this broken tile to the dump. The other thing is...
Let me see the papers that you're...
The other thing is, Your Honor, there were several mornings that his so-called proprietor, whatever, didn't even show up to let me in. And there was several times that I had tried to get a hold of Mr. Sanjay to say, hey, I don't know what kind of clown you had me working for, but I did the job for you.
Okay.
I would much rather get on a more personal level to where we can get this work done without this fella.
What are you saying about this friend of yours that was supposed to supervise because you weren't there? You may stand up, sir. And your name is?
Hugh Russell.
And you supervised this project. And why you...
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, tell me.
Your Honor, the problem that we had with Hugh Russell, which should be Hugh Hefner, if I could bring my wife up, I'd come in from taking the tile out to the truck and loading the truck up to my wife saying, hey, I'm mortified here. Not only is this guy showing me pictures on his phone of his piercings on his genitals and his okay, not only did I do my part, but I'm stressing, please, could you get here? I'm having a problem here with the sexual harassment.
You're saying that he sexually harassed your wife?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
I think she could speak.
Yeah, go ahead. What?
Well, not only does the plaintiff's, I don't know what he was supposed to be, supervisor, have his tongue split like a snake that he was very proud to show everybody. I don't understand why.
Yes, I do have a split tongue, and I was not showing pictures of my... Why would I show pictures when I just show you my tongue?
He as well has implants in his...
Which we should not know nothing about, Your Honor.
Right.
And I'd appreciate not knowing the rest of it. What do you have to say?
I have multiple texts here stating how he's going to be late. His daughter's in the hospital.
I'm out of resources. I'm not in communication with the person I'm supposed to be doing work for.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm expressing to him that I'm dealing with sexual harassment here, and he's saying, well, I'm out of town. What do you want me to do? I'll be back in a few days. Well, I said, listen, first of all, for not having the dumpster there and making me go to the dump.
Also having to pick the material up.
Also having to pick the materials up that was supposed to be delivered.
Okay.
I expressed to Mr. Sanjay, I said, with you not being here, it's caused a ruffle, okay? I'm making excuses to your so-called representative here.
Correct.
Because I don't want to be there because I
Correct.
feel like I'm going to jump on him. So I'm sending him texts such as, yeah, my daughter's in the hospital, because I'm not going any further until I speak with Mr. Sanjay, get my payment so that I could go further and not have to deal with
Did
this.
you tell Mr. Sanjay about these allegations?
Yes,
you're
sir.
making?
Absolutely, several
Multiple
times.
times.
Mr. Sanjay, when you heard this allegation, but when you heard him say, hey, the guy you sent over here to watch over this is acting inappropriately with my wife, what did you say or do about that?
You see, Your Honor, he did not bring those to my attention. What he did bring to my attention was that he felt he could not communicate with this gentleman.
He never told you about the inappropriate pictures.
Correct.
First of all, was there a written contract here?
Yes.
I couldn't get him to sign
He
it.
wouldn't sign it.
And there it is. He's got the copy.
An estimate, but is there a written contract for how many days he should have to perform?
No, it clearly states in the estimate everything, Your Honor.
According to your complaint, the idea was that you would pay about half in the beginning, and the remainder would come when the work was completed.
Correct.
So, you didn't pay all the money, and you didn't complete the work.
Correct.
I got it. I'm not sure who's out of luck here. What I can say on behalf of the defendant is that the workplace environment became very uncomfortable
Very
for him
bad.
to continue the work. If somebody is hitting or saying things, however you meant it, to his wife who's on the job there, obviously, most people, if they didn't get into a physical fight, would just say, we're out of here. And on the other hand, you're not being ripped off because you didn't pay yet for the full job. So if you want the job complete, the extra money that you still would have owed him for completing it can be paid to someone else to finish the work. The only thing I'm trying to figure out now is, did you pay him what you paid him? Was that a reasonable amount for the work that he did? And there's no evidence that the amount of work that's been done so far, show me a picture that it's not completed, is irrelevant. It's not supposed to have been completed. You didn't pay him yet. And because of that, you're not getting ripped off. You know, if I said to you, okay, let him go back and complete the work, you really want that? Of course you don't want that.
But Judge, I try to communicate with Mr. Petrella, and he was incommunicado.
If you paid him the full amount ahead of time, which wasn't the deal, I'd say you have a case. But you didn't pay that. You only paid the beginning, the first half, which was all you were supposed to pay.
Your Honor,
So you didn't get ripped off.
But even in the contract, you can see the work that was rendered. Even with that, without the extra work that I went above and beyond, he would still owe me $300.
Okay,
And it's plain as day.
whatever. I'm not even going to get into that.
So I don't understand
what
why
I am
he's so
saying
sour.
is, you didn't get all the pay, but you didn't do the whole job. You didn't get the whole floor, but you didn't do all the
But,
pay.
Your Honor, the
I
mental
am
cost.
dismissing the case.
And sexual harassment, have you seen that? Who wants to harass that?
It was an uncomfortable environment, and that's exactly what he said. I mean, I didn't want to work around somebody who was touching me and being disgusting and talking disgusting things to me, so I think it was fair.
And I lost out on about $900 to $1,500 that he still owes me, but I thought the verdict was pretty good.